Okay, cool. I know some people are still getting their food and sitting down, but I just wanted to introduce our event to you all while you're getting settled. So, welcome everyone to TEDxNYU's first event of the year, Student Spotlight. We're so excited to have all of you here and, get the year started with this great event. Sorry, I think some people in the back can't hear me right.
Yeah, I don't know if it's coming out.
It's not coming out? Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, okay. So sorry about that. Okay, I will just get on with it. So, tonight we have 4 amazing speakers for you guys. We have Kevin, Nikolay, Sadiq, and Spencer, and each of them are from different parts of NYU, and they've worked incredibly hard for the past couple of weeks to get their talks ready for you guys. They're here to share their stories and perspectives with you all tonight on our theme, Not Business as Usual. So this theme, Not Business as Usual, encompasses the idea that you don't always have to stick to the status quo, and that it's important to always challenge what you've been told growing up and from your environment, and to believe and develop new perspectives based on your personal experiences. So each of our speakers bring a unique perspective on how the ideas surrounding the Not Business as Usual theme present throughout their lives and in their different areas at NYU. So I'm really excited to invite our first speaker, if we're ready, Kevin Sigey. I'll give you a little intro first, but thank you for coming in. So Kevin's our first speaker of the night. He's an artist who creates fashion, photography, and music content. He's a junior at NYU studying business and technology management, which is really cool in my opinion, with hopes of working in the finance sector as a creative. Tonight he will share with us his take on the steps that are required to chase your passions and make what's difficult reality. Please give it up for our first speaker, Kevin.
Hello, my name is Kevin Sigey. I'm a photographer, content creator, and that's not quite right. Let me try that. Hello, my name is Kevin Sigey. I'm a photographer, content creator, businessman, videographer, data analyst, music, fashion, and art enthusiast. There we go. That fits a bit better. I mean, everybody introduces themselves with a singular title, but I don't think this fully encapsulates who they are. I believe people are what they're passionate about, and what they're passionate about paints a better picture of who they really are. I grew up in Nairobi, Kenya, where my first experience with art was through middle school art class. I learned quickly that I could not draw to save my life, but I still enjoyed the creative process. So I picked up other forms of art like music and creative writing. I found I could express myself in these forms, but it wasn't as profound as anything I had ever felt before. Like, I didn't know exactly how to say what I wanted to say with music or writing. Which brings me to the journey I'm on now. So I started taking photos, as anybody does as a young teenager, just to post on Instagram, just for fun. As you can see in these creative photos here. And I developed a knack for it. I had a passion for it, and I asked my dad for a camera. He obliged, and when he came back from a business trip, he got me a camera, a tripod, and a lens. I was set. I had everything I needed to do photography. All I needed to do was go out there and shoot. So for the next year since then, that's exactly what I've done. I found every opportunity to go out there and shoot. I'll shoot my friends, myself, self-portraits, literally anything that I found interesting. And I developed what I thought at the time was my style, like very blown out, very colorful, very saturated. And I don't know, I used to play with light and have fun. It was an interesting time. But I feel when I really started to think about what I wanted my style to be was during quarantine. I went to a high school in South Africa and we were locked down on campus. friend of mine, Alex, suggested that we should just use this opportunity to take as many photos as we can on campus. So some of the photos you're seeing here is from an excerpt of a series I did on the seasons. The first one was autumn, this one is spring, as you can see. And the next one is winter, which I did right up as I left high school. So I graduated high school and I was very excited to move to NYU because being from Nairobi, living in a city as dynamic and diverse as New York City completely changed my worldview and pushed me well out of my comfort zone. Soon after I moved to the city, I contacted an event planner and asked if I could do a photo shoot for him. This photo shoot was going great until I came to the location and saw that it was pretty dark, as you can see in this photo here. In this photo, I looked at it and thought, what can I do to make this better now rather than go back and edit it? So I went against my own unwritten rule and I used the built-in flash. And for the first time, I saw photography in a whole different way. I was excited to go back home and edit the photos, even while I was still taking the photos. And you can see in this photo here that this basically became my style. It's characterized by popping highlights, a very loud photo that jumps out at you, but it doesn't seem overwhelming. It's not overexposed. So this style of mine has developed over the 2-3 years I've now been in New York, and you can see the development from here. It started with, this was one of the first shoots that I did in New York. And slowly I've perfected it to make it that I can recreate this in any situation. I can go somewhere with my camera and just take photos. Like some of these were in the summer. This was Fashion Week in September. And these were in the summer where I felt like I really honed in on my style, and any photo I took was a Kevin Sigey photo. Another thing that I would like to focus on is people's faces and events where people are enjoying themselves. So I always find people dressed really nice, as you can see in the two right photos. And I always like doing portraits, especially of my friends, like you can see in the middle. And yeah, this is my style now. I feel like all of my friends can say, oh yeah, Kevin took this photo, and that truly makes me proud. So let me tell you a bit about my educational journey. I came to NYU thinking I'll do mechanical engineering, would you imagine? And it did not take long for me to realize it was not for me. Less than a semester actually. I switched into business and tech management, which is what I'm doing now. And this was one of the best decisions of my life actually, because it's allowed me to have the free time to pursue my passion for photography while also keeping my school in check and like still doing well in my classes. So I use this free time to basically go out and shoot as much as I could. I would go to Washington Square Park and take photos of people I found interesting. I would post them on Instagram or anywhere at all. And for the heck of it, one day I posted it on PhotoVogue or uploaded it to PhotoVogue to be reviewed. It was reviewed and this one was accepted. My first ever PhotoVogue acceptance. This is when I realized that I was recognized as a skilled photographer. And it's also when I decided I will 100% try and take this photography thing and take it as far as I can go with it. At the same time though, I was really starting to get the hang of my business classes and I was really starting to enjoy them. I then decided that I would pursue consulting or finance as a traditional route, or I don't know, getting a job. And even though I didn't know exactly how I would want to pursue these two things, I always thought back to something that my teacher in high school told me. She said that the jobs you guys will have, my generation will have in the future, haven't been thought up yet. So go out there and make it yourself. And that's why I decided I will pursue both business and art. even though I didn't know exactly how to go about doing it. Well, how I went about doing it came through a very New York experience, actually. I was walking through Washington Square Park, as I usually do, and a man with a camera came up to me and stopped me. He asked me if I've ever modeled before. I said no, but I said, why not? I'll try it. We planned and did a whole shoot, and he recorded the whole interaction from him meeting me to the whole photo shoot and posted it on TikTok. This TikTok ended up getting over 15 million views. Like, people in Africa were telling me about like, oh my God, Kevin, I've seen you on my For You page. And I was shocked and amazed by the reach that he had with social media. So I asked him how he came about doing this full time. He told me that he came to New York City as a corporate lawyer and picked up photography as a hobby. He put his work in and created a style that he thought he could market to different brands. And he started approaching small brands asking if he can collaborate with them. He didn't even want to be paid. Slowly, he built up a repertoire for that kind of photography and built up a network that enabled him to work with brands as big as Banana Republic, as you see here. And this made me have an epiphany. I knew I could make both art and business work if I truly just put my mind to it and put the work in. So that's exactly what I did. I leveraged my network and got in contact with as many small brands as I could. This one you see here is a brand called Sigey, and I did a photo shoot for their new release. This is when I started to truly differentiate myself as a photographer in New York City, as well as making a name for myself, because people would contact me having seen some of these photos. This photo shoot is from a shoot I did for this brand called I've Decided, which is ran by a student at NYU. But so far, things have been going great. I've decided to pursue both my finance degree and career path and a photography career path, and I'm doing pretty successful at it. I'm on the dean's list, as well as another photo of mine being accepted to photo booth, the one you see here. But all right, I'm getting ahead of myself. It can seem complex and a great challenge, but I want to break it down as simply as I can. But before that, I want us to do something. Everyone in the room, take a second, close your eyes, and think about something. Think about anything that you love doing. It can be making art, making music, engineering, physics, research, whatever you want it to be. And focus on it. Take a deep breath in and out. And now open your eyes and ask yourself, what can I do now, tomorrow, or the day after that will allow me to keep doing what I love, even if that day is not today? But there's one thing I must tell you. There is one common thing that is true amongst all multifaceted people. It's hard work. I strongly believe you will not be successful in anything that you do if you do not work hard at it. But, okay, now that we've got the basics down, I want to tell you about how you can go about doing what you love and making it your own. Step one, find what you love to do. For me, it's easy. It was photography, and I developed a passion for business, so I'm going with those. Step two, love what you do. This means that no matter how hard this thing gets, you will keep at it because you love doing it. This also means that you'll make time for it. And when you do make time for the things that you love, it will reach a point that is so part of your schedule that it doesn't feel like it's extra. Step three, put in the work. This doesn't mean as an artist you have to have a new piece of work every week, or as a business person have a novel new idea every year. This simply means putting consistent effort towards realistic goals. For me, that looks like posting something on my story every day about fashion, art, or music, or editing a video in a different way, something like that, anything at all. Step four, make it your own. this is what makes everybody's journey unique. Basically, you want to pick something that allows you to be the best person of yourself, best version of yourself, something that allows you to express yourself as best you can. That way, when you integrate this thing into your life, it doesn't feel like it's something extra, and it's just, it's a well-integrated part of your life that works towards your current and future goals. Well, so what now for me? I'm not exactly sure what I want to do in the future, but I like the sound of creative consultant, don't you think? In this role, I want to be able to both help help companies or brands as a creative and as a business person. And to do this, I've tried to diversify myself and my skills as much as I can by doing a data analytics course over the summer and applying to as many different internships as I can. But, alright. I feel that it will still be a means to an end. The end being running my own company that combines all my current and future passions into something that has a long-lasting impact on society. My name is Kevin Sigey. I'm a photographer, content creator, data analyst, businessman, videographer, fashion, art, and music enthusiast. My dad took the Sigey name from a small village in Kericho, Kenya, and brought it to Nairobi, where he gave it to me. I now take this name and the hopes and dreams of everybody who carried it before me, and I carried it proudly as I left my family to study. It has been 4 years since then, and I'm here now because I dared to dream. I dared to keep taking photos, even if my academics took over my life. I dared to switch my major to something I'd never done before. And now I'm daring to find my space in the creative and business sectors. So all that I ask you to do is dare to dream. Dream so big that you can become whatever you want to be. Dream so big that your future generations will still be dreaming. Dream so big that you'll need way more than a paragraph just to introduce yourself. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kevin. That was truly an inspiring story. So before I introduce our next speaker, I just wanted to mention one thing that I forgot. There is a camera in the middle of this walkway, so if you do have to get up, please just mind the camera. We have a makeshift tripod currently, so, just mind.